this is a big one. This is a case, Louisiana versus Calais, about the future of the Voting Rights Act, one of the last shards holding together this minimally functional multiracial democracy, although perhaps not for much longer if this court has anything to say about it. But at least some justices of the Supreme Court appear poised to say that any consideration of race is unconstitutional, especially when drawing legislative districts, if the purpose is to ensure that minorities, racial minorities, that is, are not shut out of the political process. Louisiana and the federal government would like to functionally, if not formally, get rid of Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act, which, I will remind you, is all that is left of the hobbled Voting Rights Act after the court gutted Section 4 and effectively Section 5, the pre-clearance regime in Shelby County versus Holder back in 2013.
As the argument went on, another shade became clear, and it sounded like some of them were enjoying themselves, like really yucking it up and having a good time putting the nail in the coffin of what remains of the VRA.
At least some justices seemed during this argument significantly more extreme than the Trump Justice Department, which is really saying something.
And finally, if you want to know what the upshot of all of this is going to be, there's some really sobering real-world consequences to the likelihood of both Louisiana and the federal government prevailing in this case. So Nate Cohn ran an analysis or projection that suggested that if Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act fell, then Democrats might need to win the national popular vote by 5 to 6 points in order to take control of the House of Representatives. And everyone seems to realize that the consequences of a decision here are likely to be very stark.
They are going to make it practically impossible to enforce Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act and to remedy cases of vote dilution. I don't know how they're going to do it. I'm not sure they even know how they're going to do it, but they're going to do it.